ALS, born in the wrong flock, achieves college closer while the other birds scoff. They say he's an outcast and just wants to fly. He is a new being, so he's got to say bye. Once he is exiled, he gets the reminder that everything's connected when we take off the blinders. His ego is gone, and he starts to see infinity on the path to reach divinity. Jonathan learns from the outcast how to be free and immerse in each task. You know he has achieved a numinous state, but when Shang disappears, he has a lot on his plate. He soon comes to see the oneness of totality and understands the concept of non-duality. John then realizes his purpose in life is to teach the other ghouls how to focus right. He teaches them about college flow state, the experiential dimension they've got to keep straight. JLS, new being from the start, goes from meek to the peak while staying true to his heart. He has made the self-realization through acceptance and love that everything's a continuation when we follow the ones from above.
Yeah, Jonathan Siegel is up to fly, forgot about materials and went for a ride. Tried his Adala enforced from his home, so off he went to wander and roam. Living in nature in the here and now, while the other gulls were lost in Maya. Stuck in roadblocks thinking about tomorrow, greed and Avita keeps him circling samsara. We want to liberate our Atman and get some moksha. Nirvana is the key, you only smoke no rocha. Not twice born male, that's okay. You'll be reincarnated to live another day. If you want that enlightenment to get so high, follow 4 levels and you'll sure fly. We're the brahmacharins stuck in school, doing our dharma because it's so cool. Gotta work that fly and loop, dive and spook, especially if you want to leave that Grahasta stoop. Gotta get wealthy, Arthur's the name, times to your desire without no blame. So you've achieved Vanaprashna, life must be mellow, guess a forest dweller don't need no pillow. If you want to learn how a mountain becomes a mountain, Rivera's your man until you go in Samyasa. Work's all done, the cast be destroyed, Johnny is a deity forevermore.
Yo Rivera, it's ScottyBo on the track, ready to hit you with the fresh rap attack. So here I go, with that fresh flow, gonna tell you what you got to know. Johnny follows his own middle path, and then he faces the elder bird's evil wrath. The flock ain't right, John's done the math. He will learn skills so he can tell a path. But before all that, he becomes an outcast. His ideologies are way too contrast. Suffering dukkha with the flock. They tell him he's a seagull, not a hawk. But they're only yet another roadblock. John knows the truth, the life ain't to squawk. Siddhartha suffers dukkha with his father. The meaning of life is what he ponders. He must move on with the samanas to follow the ways of the Mahayana. On his path, he meets Gautama, a man who has already reached nirvana. Sid decides he needs no teacher. He cannot learn from this preacher the distorted views of his reality. He must embrace Brahma and its totality. Sid needs to overcome his mentality and see the world and the universality. Here's it goes on the path of desire. Materials and sex is what he admires. He gets a job, it's what Kamala requires. Money, wealth, greed are the skills Sid acquires.
Like Rivera, I only spit fire.
The teacher that only tries to inspire. A man like him, I really do aspire, except for his very dusty attire. Caught in a game Sid could no longer play. His soul is turning into a deathly gray. From the path of desire, he must stray. And then Vasudeva comes to save the day. Being an outcast is a blessing in disguise. John is now free to fly the skies, away from the lies, ties, and eyes of the elders that chastise. The birds of the flock suffer from samsara. To move on, they must do their dharma, so they will be blessed with good karma and eventually reach nirvana. 2 goals come to him to surprise, bringing Johnny to the land of the wise. From Chiang, he gets direction. John learns the body is but a projection. But the ultimate goal is affection, loving everyone in their imperfections. Bodhisattva is what John becomes and returns to the flock from which he was shunned. Then Kamala comes with Sid's son, returning him to the world he thought was done. Through his final roadblock of great agony, Siddhartha stops fighting with his destiny. It is from this fateful circumstance he realizes the law of impermanence. He recognized he's no different from his child, and then sat back with an all-knowing smile. Like Sid, John lives in the here and now, separating from space and time. It's a cat's meow. Wants to become an infinite being. The meaning of life is what they are seeing. Unconsumed from desire, it is very freeing. Now they are aware for all's well-being. They have reached heaven on earth. It is quite an extraordinary rebirth. The two of them have no limits, and now my cipher is finally finished.
Abraham and John question society. They aren't afraid to propriety. A for monotheism, J for speed. Both wanted more than spreading their seed. One day John is flying high when he hears a call that's from the sky. Two goes like, John, we can take you higher, but first they gotta prove they ain't no liars. Jay challenges the ghost like a good Jew, and then divine light shines right through. After questioning God, his faith is stronger. He exists in the physical realm no longer. Chang teaches Jay love and non-duality, and soon he sees universal totality. He controls ideas across time and space, and Chang moves on, leaving John in his place. Once banished like a shameful pariah, he returns as an enlightened messiah. He left the city for the far cliffs, but comes back from nature with spiritual gifts. Spreads his wisdom in a circle on the beach, inviting any ghoul to hear him preach. Be you mourning, merciful, or even meek, any ghoul can listen, no matter how weak. Jay passes on his profound teaching. Life is more than fighting and screeching. Like JC at the Sermon on the Mount, JS claims love and brotherhood count. Like M asking, know ye every girl is a brother? Jay claims faith strongest if we love each other. Before he ascends, Jay gives F one more clue, shifting his disciples' whole world view. Don't look with your eyes or believe what you see. Look with understanding to grasp infinity. We each hold the power to free our mind if we escape the superficial bind. So son of the great goal, or just another bird, don't matter cause his ideas have been heard. Through F, his divine legacy will live on, long after JLS is dead and gone.